Hey, this is Gabe here. Just wanted to give you a quick video on retirement plan options that have come about as a result of the CARES Act. And this is really for you if you end up going into survival mode, you've exhausted all of your other opportunities, and you're like, okay, I got nothing left, and I need to stay in business, and I also need to keep my family fed. Where else can I go? Well, just so you know, the CARES Act allows you to go after some of your retirement plan money to allow that protection to be in place. So you've got two options that came as a result of the CARES Act. One is you have the ability to take a loan from your 401k. Now, I love solo 401ks for solopreneurs, and the biggest reason is all the flexibility that can be built into it. So the first thing I always want to tell you is if in fact you have IRAs, simple IRAs, SEP IRAs, you can actually transfer those into the solo 401k, which then opens up the door of being able to take a loan against your 401k. It's not always the best option, in my opinion, but it is an option, and you then are able to pay yourself back plus interest. The simple IRA, there's a little twist in there that can be only the plan that you use for the year. So if you've already funded your simple IRA, you might need to wait until next year to do that, or you might want to even explore reversing that simple IRA contribution, get that all money out of there, and then start with the solo 401k. That would take a little additional discussion to see if we can make that work, just for your knowledge. The other thing that you could do is you could do a retirement plan distribution. Let me go back. Your 401k limit is 100% of your vested amount in a loan, or $100,000. The other couple little wrinkles that come into play is it used to be that you had to pay it back in 5 years. You now have 6 years to pay it back, and this is as a result of a loan that you took out from March 27th through September 23rd. So there's some little twists and turns that you got to be careful of there. Now I'm going to jump into the retirement plan options that you have if you have IRAs out there. You don't want to move your money to a solo 401k and set up a solo 401k loan, and you just want to take the money out of your IRA. You're definitely able to do that. You can pull up to $100,000 out of your IRA accounts, and that distribution that you take out of there is basically going to allow you to avoid the 10% pre-59.5 penalty, and you get the ability to pay that back over 3 years. All of the retirement plans are being instructed from the IRS as well as the Treasury that they're supposed to plan that you are going to take that money and it is distributed tax-wise over the course of 3 years. You have the ability to go back to your custodian or your IRA provider and say, nope, I only want this in 1 year because I'm planning to pay it back. But let's just say for fun and games you don't do that. It's going to be spread out over the course of 3 years. You have the ability. I've never seen this before. When you can take this much money out of a retirement plan, avoid a 10% penalty, you have the ability to pay that back over the course of 3 years. Normally, that's called a rollover. Normally, you have to pay that back within 60 days. So that's a great tool. If, in fact, you go pay that back every single year, you're then going to need to file an amended tax return so that you can get your credit for paying that back and get your taxes back as well. So there's a little bit of steps you're going to need to go through with your tax professional, but it is available. You can get up to $100,000 and you can pay it back over the course of 3 years. So your two options as a result of a solopreneur needing to get funds is you can go to your 401k and do a loan, and then you can go to your IRA up to $100,000 and you have the ability to pay that back in 3 years. 401k loan, you have the ability to pay back in 6 years. IRA, you can pay back in 3 years. Those options are there. If you need some advice and want to discuss it, please reach out to me. You can check me out at GabeNelsonFinancial.com. You can check out my new podcast, Solopreneur Money, where I help solopreneurs master their finances so they have the freedom to create the life that they want. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for listening.